Hi, this is Hitesh. Welcome to your face reading channel. In today's video, we are going to go deeper into face reading. I'm going to share with you some of the facial features of Osama Bin Laden. We are going to learn how you can use combinations in face reading, how an aspect of Shen is reflected through his face, what it tells about how he wants to operate his life. We are also going to learn about his accomplice in KSM, that is Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who was the principal architect of planning the 9/11 attacks. Let's go deep dive into the magic board to uncover some of their facial features and thereby advance the learning on face reading. So let's deep dive into the magic board to uncover all of that. Welcome to the magic board, guys. Herein we are going to learn and uncover some of the facial features of Osama Bin Laden and KSM, that is Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who was basically the principal architect of 9/11 attacks, as they claim. When we are going through their faces, I want you to observe some of the facial features, but I'm going to reflect more on the concept of Shen. How your Shen changes when you get into activities that are not fair, or where you can say that they can be quite radical in nature. And we are going to reflect some of the traits on his face which can reflect certain tendencies that could be narcissistic, that could be where you want to do things your way and you just want to put others down at your for the goal that you want to put. And all of that I have observed when I saw Osama bin Laden's face, and I was just making a pre-analysis while I was planning to shoot this video. I just noted down few pointers which I felt was necessary because I don't want to forget while shooting this video, because this is a one-shot video and I go unscripted while shooting a video. I just thought that it will be very necessary on my part to do a little investigation a little earlier before this video so that I can elaborate those aspects, the combinations, and the aspect of Shen, that is the light of your eyes, that very much can reflect the amount of fairness, the amount of purity, the amount of how much you feel in the moment, the amount of how fair you can be. All of those things I have investigated a little pre-shooting this video. So herein I have image of Osama bin Laden that I have gathered, of course, from the internet, and KSM, that is Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, who was the principal architect of 9/11 attacks, as they say. And we are going to analyze some of their facial features, some of what their Shen reflects. And throughout this video, I want you to be observant of these features and thereby gain your learnings in face reading and, yes, get better at it, right? So let me just zoom in on pictures, and the very first thing that I want to share with you is that there is a combination that you learn through face reading, right? Combinations play a huge role, and there is one amazing subscriber on my channel. I'm not sure what her name is, but what's her or his name is, but she asks incredible questions, and I'm sure if she's watching this video, she's definitely going to get this thing that I'm referring to her itself. I have stressed a lot about combinations, how you need to use combinations in face reading. Combination means you have to couple certain facial features on the face with the other facial trait. For example, if you're seeing a particular nature of eyebrow, it is important that you couple it with nose strength, or if there is a very prominent feature that stands out from your face in lips, it's something which you need to combine for that particular specific facial trait, what that indicates, coupled with the fact that what other influences on the face can attribute you the meaning of a particular person basis on their personality, right? So the very first combination that I want to share with you here is that if you observe Osama's face, and first of all, when you are face reading, it's important that you go for prominent features. Prominent features are nothing but something that stands out from the face, that are the most popular or noted features on the face. And when I looked at Osama Bin Laden's face, the very feature that stands out is a very powerful nose, right? It stands out, it covers a major part of the face, which also includes that his second territory, which starts from the top of the eyebrow up till the bottom of the nose. This is significantly longer than the other three zones, right? The first zone is this, the second zone is this, the third zone is up till the bottom of the chin, right? So this zone is something that is bigger, which indicates a very strong and prominent nose. And when a person is bearing this particular nose trait, a very strong nose, coupled with the fact that he has a curve that is going a little down. If you observe a side profile picture of his, the nose curve is not going upside, it's going a little downside, right? So that again stresses a fact that his nose is pretty strong. And when a person has nose like this, nose is always symbolic of a person's want for power. Nose is always symbolic of a person's metal energy, right? And when a person has strong nose, it indicates the strength of a leading like quality in you. It indicates a strength that you can be ambitious in life with respect to your work especially. And coupled with the fact that he has a very strong and full mouth, which can be represented by these upper fuller lips, which is significantly strong compared to the lower lips, which means that because lips and mouth offer a function of expressing what you want, a bigger and fuller mouth does go with the ability to be expressive, does give you the ability to communicate well. And he was known to be one of those leaders in Al-Qaeda where people want to listen to him, where he communicates, where he communicated a lot of emotional appeal and thereby gathered a lot of religious followers. That you can question whether it was right or not, but it's the art of his speaking and communication skills which kind of powered people to follow him, to be that leader that he was for the terrorist organization, right? So this is something which is an ability, like a gifted ability, which has been powered into his face, which he has used tremendously in executing his operations across the world, right? So the combination here is that he has a strong nose, a big nose, and a full lips, which means the want for power, and the want for power by appealing to people's emotions is something which added to his weaponry of being a leader, and thereby also appealing to different sorts of society members, and thereby building the organization as well, right? Of course, one of the aspects that you can see is that because of this strong upper lip, which is also pretty full in nature, it indicates a aspect of feminine energy, and it also indicates the aspect of how intensely emotional you can be. And this can be reflected from his speeches within the organization, how he wanted to circulate his message on certain set of beliefs that he felt was there, and he wanted to stick by it. So you can gauge through this particular combination that thing. The other thing that I want you to observe here, we are going to discuss some of the traits, not all of the traits in this video, because I want this video to be brief and basically be giving you outputs that can help you in your reading journey, right? So the other aspect, if you observe his face, just the impression of it, the first impression of it, and I want you to here focus on the Shen, that is the light of the eyes. Focus on this particular area, light of the eyes, right? Focus on this particular area, right? This particular area. So if you just focus on this particular area, you'll see a very direct gaze. Gaze is like you focus on the light of the eyes, like just focus on this particular region. Let me just on the stylus. So yeah, just focus on this particular region and you'll see a very direct and focused gaze, right? And this is the matter of when you have direct peach luck that is being coming from your face, it indicates that you want to be followed. It indicates that you are pretty focused in what you want to achieve. It indicates that you are focused towards what you want to achieve. At the same point in time, you want to make it happen, right? And if you also see his eyebrow set, which is pretty strong, it indicates a very good enough wood energy to actually plan and organize things and make it happen, right? Coupled with the fact that it's a very focused and direct peach luck, as they say, it indicates that he wants to achieve, no matter how fairly he can be going about things, but it's important that he wants to achieve things, right? And one of the other aspect that I want you to notice here is that there once you focus on the Shen, it also gives you a look of a narcissist or a person who wants to be followed, and who doesn't like hearing no for the answer, right? Once you have a brief look at his face, even through your intuition, if you just observe from the face, it kind of gives you that sense of disappointing look. It can give you a feel of a person who doesn't want to align with your ways unless he is very convinced and he wants to believe in his ideologies over any other things that you want to present to him. And that's why he was also termed as narcissistic in some of the ways in how he operated. And that also is the aspect that makes him a little dominant in his life, right? And when a person is having a strong metal energy, that very much can be the factor in play where you can be a little dominant in life. But then it's important that you keep your Shen clean, and how you can keep your Shen clean and pure is by operating in a fair way, right? And that sense of fairness is something that is an idealistic goal for each one of us, to live a better life, an honest life, an ethical life, and a pure life, right? I want to share with you one of the things which Lillian Bridges said. She said, I believe Shen is true when it is felt and when it is seen, right? And here on his case, when you see his Shen, that is the light, it can indicate that it's a very dead Shen. It's not something that is sparkling light. It's not something that is sparkling purity. It's definitely something that is sparkling a belief set that he wants to prove world that his way is the right way, which again can be conferred to the fact how he wanted Islam to be at the foremost, and how he wanted Islam to be presented as the savior against the Westerners, right? But then when you look at his Shen, no, it is something which doesn't give that feel of being a very fairly religious leader if he presented it that way to himself, right? It's a feel which is very much discontented, which very much is narcissistic, which could be that he wants you to follow his way of working. He wants you to follow what he believes to be true. He wants you also to be believing that. But because of this focused gaze that you could see on his face, it indicates that that he commanded that following. It's not like you can ignore him. And similarly, then if you observe the people who joined his organization, they kind of, even if they are not willing to do it, it's like there is that sort of pull which you get from people having a focused or a direct peach luck. And this you could see also in Adolf Hitler's face, where maybe people may not be 100% agreeing to his way of style, to his ideology, but there is a sense of pull. So it's important that when you recognize this on your face or somebody around you having this look, they can naturally be a strong leader, but it's important that you also gauge how much their Shen can be felt. I would say here you can examine the Shen, the light, from the monk's eyes, and you could feel the sense of purity that they bring. You could immensely feel the delight and joy once you're reading monks, I have also designed a video where you can study the aspects of monks. I have captured in some of the amazing monks and I have read for them, and you'll feel what I'm saying here, that how Shen can be felt and seen, and how much purity that those monks reflects on their face and thereby in their life. It's not necessary that that you will feel a little or an extreme bad towards somebody. It's just that Shen gives you the outlook of how fairly you're operating, because you can protect yourself from the world by not showing what is not right in you. But then Shen gives you the true picture of how your intentions are, of how fair you're operating. And that's why being moral is something which is very much appreciated, because you can never fall in your eyes. And through face reading, you can gauge that sense of fairness in how you're operating in your life with, right? So that is one of the other learnings that you can gauge through face reading, right? So I'll just go through one of the masterminds who supported him in the 9/11 attacks, and this is Khalid Sheikh Mohammed. And the very first thing which you'll observe on his face is the white-sided eye, which means here, if you see the lower part, the sclera area is what you can see below the black part, and these are known as white-sided eyes, where you can see the lower area, and this could very much reflect the animal instinct in him. And this is very deadly with respect to your nervous system functions, and this can indicate the animal instinct, the killing instinct in a person. And the other thing that you can see on the face is a very strong eyebrow, which indicates in him a very strong planner, a very strong fighter, a very strong person with respect to how he wants to keep his belief sets. But then again, if you see his Shen, the Shen gives a look of a dead Shen, but at the same time, it is a very direct peach luck, which means that again there is this intense ability of people wanting to follow him. And again, there is also an aspect that there is this innate, commandment, or kind of a person who can be pretty dominant in life, right? And this attribute does make things very difficult with respect to relationship, because the other partner who is associated with you can really feel troublesome with respect to expressing themselves. But then this also can be balanced wisely if a partner that is being accompanied with this person's trait is of earth element and is a little submissive, because he can be extremely dominant in his life. But then the planning part of it is something which is strengthened by the fact that he has strong wood, and how he handled his operations is something which is being done pretty much by that. But the most important part of this analysis is how you can focus more on this part of the eyes. How you can observe and read this particular aspect, because once you zoom in to this picture, you can feel how the Shen is operating, how a person's thinking pattern is, and it's a very direct peach luck right on his face. Again, it indicates that he wants to be followed and he wants to be respected very much the way he expects, and there is absolute no if you're not agreeing to him. It's like he won't accept no for an answer. So that is something which is again a common trait in him. And with that, I'll end this video, and I hope that you have learned a lot about face reading in this video. We have discussed and covered a lot about Shen, a lot of combinations, and this is how you can advance yourself as a reader. So it's important that you observe faces, when people are communicating in their podcast. You can observe the celebrities when they are giving their interviews and what they are saying, because you can then map out what they are saying versus what their element is, what their personality type is. It's a very big world of observation. So you can always advance yourself as a face reader once you are listening to people, once you are seeing the podcast, their one-on-one interviews, what they are saying, why they are saying that. You will very much get the answer from their faces as to why they are for what they are. So yes, that is how you can better yourself as a reader. And I also use this amazing things that I'm telling you, wherein you can observe and open your world to whatever comes your way, and similarly observing why people are for what they are. And it can really get fascinating to the extent that you enjoy and delight in everyone's face. It's very important that you use the combinations. It's also very important that through face reading you are manifesting the divinity out of others, and you are seeing their strengths out of them. And there are definitely challenges that each element has, but it's important that you work on your challenges, you keep your Shen clean, you try to be as moral as you can be, because that is how the true you shines out. That is how your element always remains in balance, right? So enough of all that. Now I'll be ending this video. I hope you enjoyed this video. If yes, give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends whom you feel it will help. And you can also explore the different types of readings that I offer at my website chehraspeaks.com, the link of which I'll share in the description section, and you can head to that. And you can also subscribe to the video if you haven't subscribed my channel. So yes, bye bye for now. Have an amazing day ahead.